this charm, right?
Yeah.
Comedic timing, but with that rebellious edge people loved.
Yeah.
But the
Welcome to the Deep Dive. We take complex sources, break them down, and give you the essentials.
And today, we're tackling a name everyone knows, Charlie Sheen.
Right. Headlines, big screens, sometimes just utter chaos, let's be honest.
Absolutely. A real roller coaster. Well, we're not just rehashing the gossip today.
No, we're going deeper. We're looking at his own words from his memoir, Charlie Sheen, Survival, Self-Destruction, and Atonement.
And this isn't, your standard celebrity tell-all. It feels different.
Much roar.
Yeah, unfiltered is the word. Like you're getting a peek inside his actual thought process.
So our goal here is to pull out the key takeaways from his perspective, his journey, really.
From growing up, Hollywood royalty, to massive fame.
And then the really tough stuff, addiction, the public struggles.
And finally, his attempt at, atonement, as the title says. We want to give you the shortcut to understanding the man behind the winning slogans and the meltdowns.
So expect honesty, sometimes brutal honesty. Definitely. He uses humor, too, that dark, self-aware kind. But he doesn't really try to excuse his past.
No, it's more like grappling with it.
Yeah.
Lots of regret comes through. It's messy.
Very human,
Yeah.
very Charlie Sheen. You
Yeah.
feel like you're right there with him trying to figure it all out.
Exactly. And where he starts the story.
Yeah, his birth. He describes it as near fatal.
Which, looking back at his life, feels almost like foreshadowing, doesn't it?
It really does. A dramatic start. He sort of frames it as hinting at this self-destructive streak he had later on.
Like dancing on the edge from the very beginning. It's quite the opening image.
What also really stood out for me was just how immersed he was in the film world from day one.
Oh, totally. Not just visiting sets, like living on them.
Yeah. Can you imagine that childhood? All that make-believe, the production chaos, it's so different from a normal upbringing.
Right. You have to wonder how that shapes you. Growing up surrounded by performance. The book suggests it wasn't just about acting. It was like his whole identity was formed in that world.
Yeah.
His dad, Martin Sheen, his siblings.
Family business.
Exactly. So much pressure, maybe. Ambition, sure, but vulnerabilities, too, of always having to be on.
And he wasn't just watching, right? He talks about making movies with friends, Chris Penn.
Yeah, with a Super 8 camera. Little experiments.
Which is fascinating. You wonder how much of that, boundary-pushing creativity carried over into,
Well,
everything else.
did the lines blur early on between the performance and the person?
Could be. It seems like that creativity, that foundation, quickly led to, massive stardom. Very fast.
Almost overwhelmingly fast.
For sure. Those early roles, Platoon, the intensity there, just raw.
Yeah, showed his dramatic side immediately.
And then Wall Street. Different vibe, obviously. But he mentions in the book how, kind of like his character Bud Fox, the off-screen indulgence started ramping up then.
That blurring you mentioned. Little hint of what was coming.
It really feels like that. Like you can see the path starting to form.
And his career kept escalating. The move to TV was huge. Spin City, then 2.5 Men.
Massive. Highest paid actor on TV for a while.
He had this charm, right?
Yeah.
Comedic timing, but with that rebellious edge people loved.
Yeah.
But the memoir makes it clear. That peak success, it was also when things were really falling apart internally for him.
And this is where it gets really honest. Painfully so sometimes.
Yeah.
That success, that stardom, it had a really dark side. He's incredibly open about the alcohol, the drug.
Oh, completely. It wasn't just like a footnote. It was central to his experience of fame, by his own account, the scale of it.
Yeah.
He doesn't downplay it.
No. And his fame kept being interrupted by rehab, public breakdowns.
Right. And he talks about how fame weirdly almost enabled it sometimes.
How so?
Well, the money, the access, maybe people around him not saying no. He calls it a vicious cycle. Success and excess just feeding each other.
Until it all crashed down, that winning thing was just a front.
Basically, yeah. Covering up total chaos inside.
It makes you think maybe the spotlight didn't help. Maybe it just made everything bigger. The good, the bad.
Totally crazy.
Yeah.
Like fuel on the fire.
And speaking of chaos, he gets into some really personal stuff beyond the drugs.
Things that really talked about before. Sexual experimentation, including with men.
Right, and he specifically links it to periods of heavy drug use.
And what's striking isn't just what he reveals, but how. The honesty about the feelings around it.
Yeah, the shame he talks about. He calls it shame shivers.
Such a visceral phrase, isn't it?
It really is. He says it still lingers. It feels very raw, like an open wound he's showing you, not some cleaned up story.
Absolutely. It pushes past typical celebrity memoir stuff. It's about the feeling of the past, not just the facts.
And his writing style contributes to that, I think.
Yeah.
It's candid, sometimes funny,
Definitely has humor.
but totally unfiltered. Like the misspellings, the slang.
Yeah.
It feels intentional.
Yeah, like he wants you right inside his head. Forget the polish.
He's not trying to sound smart. He's trying to sound real, even the messy parts.
Which makes you wonder, how much is actually unfiltered versus a stylistic choice?
Sure.
But with Sheen, it feels kind of authentic to the persona we already know, right? It lets you feel like you're getting his internal monologue.
Yeah, it does. It makes you feel less like you're judging him and more like you're listening.
Mm-hmm. Which brings us to the turning points. The path towards atonement he talks about. That raw honesty is key here.
Right. The HIV diagnosis wasn't new information, obviously. It was huge news years back.
Global headlines, yeah.
But the book gives you his internal perspective, what that was actually like. The fear, keeping it
The
secret.
pressure must have been immense.
Totally. And he presents it as more than just a health crisis. It was a confrontation, mortality, his choices.
A real crucible moment, forcing him to look at things differently. He describes it with brutal clarity.
And that self-examination, according to the book, led him to that big decision in 2017.
Getting sober.
Yeah.
That feels like the real hinge point in the narrative.
Definitely. It connects to all those themes in the title: survival, self-destruction, and now atonement. He starts really trying to make sense of it all.
Not just listing events, but digging into the why. Why did he do those things? That feels like a major shift. Reflection, not just recounting.
So putting it all together, what is this memoir, really, beyond the sensationalism?
Well, it's deeply personal, loads of confessions. It's raw material if you want to understand the price of that level of fame.
Yeah, and the grip of addiction.
Yeah.
And maybe the possibility of finding some kind of redemption, even if it's messy.
It feels more like his internal struggle is the main character, rather than the external events.
Good point. And it's important to know what it's not too.
Right. If you're expecting lots of behind-the-scenes dirt on 2.5 Men or his movies,
Juicy gossip.
yeah, that's not really here. The focus stays very much inside his own head, not on set secrets or Hollywood politics.
That's key. And I know some people felt it kind of wandered sometimes, repeated themes.
The derailment story coming up again and again.
Exactly, but maybe that's the point.
How so?
Like, it's not meant to be a neat, tidy story. It's his process of figuring things out, which isn't linear.
Ah, okay. So the meandering isn't bad writing, it's reflecting the actual messy process of recovery and self-reflection.
That's how I took it. He's not packaging his life for us. He's working through it, right there on the page. And we're kind of witnessing that.
That makes sense. Recovery is often recursive, right? You circle back to things. The repetition shows how deep those patterns ran, maybe how hard they are to break.
Yeah. It's like watching work in progress, an ongoing journey. It feels more authentic that way, even if it's not always comfortable to read.
Definitely not always comfortable.
So, wrapping up, we've tracked this journey. Near fatal birth, Hollywood kid, global superstar,
Through intense addiction, public humiliation.
to this personal quest, sobriety, trying to understand himself. It's fundamentally a story of survival, isn't it? Against huge odds, both inside and out.
It really is. And the memoir gives you this rare, unguarded look behind that celebrity curtain at the immense pressure, the isolation of addiction. It leaves you thinking, doesn't it, about fame, responsibility, and this whole messy human process of trying to make amends, trying to find atonement. What does his very raw story teach us about all that?
That's the question that sticks with you.
It lingers. It shows capacity for self-destruction, sure, but also maybe for self-reckoning.
So, if you're curious about the real human cost of extreme fame, or the power of addiction, or just that messy, winding road back,
This book offers a really unique perspective. Unfiltered is definitely the right word.
it's intense, it's challenging sometimes, but it does shed light on a life we thought we knew, but maybe didn't understand at all. It gives you a whole new lens.
Grab Book of Sheen by Charlie Sheen, now on sale for $26.95. Don't miss this chance to build good habit and achieve remarkable results. Buy now, today.
Like and subscribe for more Bookhaven podcasts.